Hi everybody, my name is Dr. Ace Girl. I am a holistic fitness coach as well as ortho pelvic floor physical therapist. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to fix your posture. Now, do you have good posture or bad posture? We're going to talk about it in a way that might be a little bit different than you're already thinking. Do you feel like you have this forward head and your shoulders just keep rounding forward? And maybe you have even like a little bit of a neck hump with it. And you have all of these things in your closet that you would love to wear, but you just don't feel confident in anymore. Or do you have this really big arch in your back, or this anterior pelvic tilt that they talk about so much, and maybe you're even noticing some aches and pains as a result of this. Maybe you had a baby, maybe you didn't, and you're noticing your ribs are just getting wider and wider, and maybe even poking out in the front. Maybe your belly's poking out a little bit with it. Or maybe you have no butt. It's just tucked under. You're a butt tucker. And your butt is just disappearing. So this is not to shame you for having any of these, or if you feel like this is you, absolutely not to shame you. But I also understand, I've been there, and I know that this can cause you to not feel as confident in your body. I also know that these could also be associated with various aches and pains, maybe potential pelvic floor symptoms as well. And we're gonna get into all of that in this video today. What is good posture? Is this what you're thinking is good posture? I used to think this too. So shoulders down and back, chin tucked in, nice tall spine, suck in your tummy. Is this what you have been taught is good posture? I used to think this too, and this used to be the posture that I was striving for. What is actually good posture? All right, good posture is the ability to have our head stacked over our rib cage, so have our head directly over our rib cage, over our pelvis, over our feet. This is part one. What this does is it gives our body a better alignment. So we have this better alignment, so everything is stacked on top of each other. This allows our body to rest and function as it's supposed to. Like I said, this is part one. So when we have this stacked position, we're able to move in all various different directions. Good posture is the ability to have this stacked position and the ability to move in different directions. We are creatures of movement. We are not meant to just be in this upright, straight position all day long. This is a big part of the problem. And then just trying to force our body into this good posture position could be contributing to the problem and could be making it worse. So we're going to talk about how to actually improve your posture at the deepest level, help you have this stacked position a little bit better, and then be able to move in all various different directions, because we need to have both. We don't just want this straight spine, because that is going to be part of the problem. This can contribute to various aches, pains, could be a big part of why could be a big part in why you can't do some of the things that you want to, and can be experiencing some various different symptoms such as pelvic floor symptoms, but also could be a big part in various other health ailments that we're experiencing, because movement is so important in everything in our body. So I started on my posture journey about 5 years ago. I was probably 4 years into my career as a physical therapist, treating various different ailments, lots of back pain, neck pain. I did some concussions, so lots of like headaches, shoulder pain, knee pain, pretty much pain in any area of your body. I saw it all. I stopped here. I don't touch hands. I know it's weird, but I just don't do hands. But I was seeing various different ailments for our body. And what I found was a lot of the issues that I was seeing was related to our posture. So I was doing various different posture exercises depending on the ailment that I was seeing them for. And my patients, they got better. So improving my patients' posture, they got better. And I was doing a lot of these same exercises myself. So I was doing kind of the thoracic rotation, so rotating my upper back, doing some chin tucks, some opening up the shoulders, some core exercises. And you know what? It helped. It helped to an extent, but I found that my posture was not how I wanted it to be. So it wasn't that perfectly straight position, one, because it wasn't attainable because I was missing a big component of it. And two, I still had all of these various different ailments in my body. What I missed is the foundation of how we move. Our breath is the foundation of how we move as humans. So when we talk about the stack, head over our rib cage, over our pelvis, what is right in the middle of all of this? So our diaphragm is our primary breathing muscle. Our diaphragm sits right in the middle of all of this. Our diaphragm expands our lungs and ribs with air, and our core muscles help to kind of stabilize this and control it. So our deep core, transverse abs, pelvic floor, deep back, and our diaphragm on top. So all of these are a huge component in improving your posture. And if you are neglecting any of these when you're trying to improve your posture, one, you're not going to see the posture gains that you'd like, and two, it could be contributing to various different ailments that you're experiencing, because this is a big part of our foundation of how we move as humans. And what I do now is I incorporate this breath into all of these different types of movements to see better gains in my body. So I am postpartum. Once postpartum, always postpartum. So I had my daughter almost 4 years ago, and I feel like my posture is so much better now than when I was highly active. Yes, physical therapist, still working, training probably 3, 4, 5 days a week. My posture is better now, incorporating this breathing component, working out less now than when it was before. And before, I was doing a whole bunch of posture exercises, a whole bunch of things that you would traditionally do to improve your posture, but it didn't work well. And what I do now is extremely helpful in, one, improving my posture so I can look good, because I want to look good, but also so that I'm able to reduce various different ailments and just feel and function at my best. Because also, I just keep throwing all these things at you, this is also a big part in regulating our nervous system, which plays a big role in everything. Now, why do you have poor posture? Could be various different things, likely a combination of all these different things that I'm about to talk about. So some of us sit all day long, sitting at school, sitting at work. Maybe you're sitting 6, 8, 10 hours a day. Like I said, we are creatures of movement. We need to be moving. We need to be moving constantly. And if we're sitting all day, we're just going to be sitting there stiffening up. And when we stiffen up, this causes more tightness and tension in our body that squish our spine downwards. We have all this tightness and tension built on top of our foundation. So we need to move. We need to move more, as much as possible. And this does not mean quit your job. This means just get up as much as you're able to do. And it doesn't have to be a full workout, but just get up and get some type of movement as much as possible. Stress. We are so damn stressed out, and I get it, me too. But this is a big part in disrupting our posture. So we wake up immediately out the door. Sometimes we don't eat breakfast. Sometimes our breakfast is a cup of coffee. We go straight to work. We're doing tasks all day long, busy all day long, switching tasks, dealing with people we don't like. I don't like you, so dealing with this stress. Maybe we don't eat lunch, or we eat a lunch that we don't really like all too much. So we're just going all day long. You get off of work. Maybe you're running around from place to place. Maybe you're taxiing your kids around. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're working out with poor form, poor programming. Maybe you're just doing too much at the gym. And then maybe you get home and you rest, but you're in bed just scrolling through your phone, looking at social media, seeing all these people that you should look like, places that you should be, things that you should be doing at your life. All of these are just causing more stressors on our body. And these stressors on our body, they go to our brain. Our brain says, oh, I'm not safe, I don't like this. And it sends more tension to various different areas of our body. So we end up getting more tightness and tension just due to being in this constant state of stress all day long. So this tightness in our neck, our shoulders, our back, our hips, maybe our feet, maybe our hips, our thighs. So we get all this tightness and tension in our body. Again, squeeze us, tightness, tension, and that disrupts our posture. Now, a lot of the times we can't do much about some of these things. We can't quit our jobs. We can't get rid of all the tasks. But I'm sure there are some things that you are able to do to manage your stress, or just have better habits so that you're able to reduce the load of stress that you are having. Now, one of the best ways to deal with this is just better movement. In terms of like getting a massage, maybe dry needling, cupping, foam rolling, maybe some internal work if you're dealing with any potential pelvic floor issues. All of those can be extremely helpful in kind of undoing some of the things that life causes on us. So that could be helpful in kind of reducing that tension in our neck, our back, our shoulders, our hips, and help us to be a big part in our first step in improving our posture. But it's just a first step. This is not the entire thing. Because you've probably gone to get a massage before, and you feel so great afterwards. You feel like you could do it all. And an hour later, a couple hours later, maybe a day later, you feel right back to square one. You look right back to square one. Posture is just the same. It's because these things, they only buy you a window of time where your body is able to move a little bit better. So these things are great. They're very helpful. They're helpful in letting these things let go, but it needs to be followed up with strategic movement. So this is where mobility work, whether it's active or passive, and core work are very, 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 very important. So the core work, that's my biggest thing, but the mobility work and core work, they go together. They're hand in hand. So mobility work, where we're allowing our muscles, our joints to lengthen, that's going to be very important. So it teaches our body to be able to lengthen. So it doesn't just get rid of some of that tension in that area. It allows these muscles to lengthen, and that's really big in allowing our spine to be able to lengthen, have this height in our spine to allow this stacked position. And what's even more important is this core strength. So like we said before, core, deep abs, transverse abs, pelvic floor, diaphragm, deep back muscles. These are the foundation of how we move. And a lot of the times, these muscles are weak, or we don't have control in these muscles like we need to take on all of our daily demands, especially if we're very active in the gym or active in life. So these muscles need to be able to be strong, to hold up to life. And when they're not, this also contributes to tightness and tension in various different places, neck, back, shoulders, hips, because these muscles, these tight muscles that you feel these like aches and pains in, they could be doing a lot of the things that you are doing throughout your day. So just because you don't have this strength in this area, you don't have this control in this area, and I'm going to use this term loosely because there's a whole bunch of nitty gritty in there. But when we don't have this control in this area, we're using all of these other different muscles, tightening up all these different muscles, and it's limiting that ability to stack, which limits that ability to move in totality. So what do we do? I'm going to show you 5 exercises, incorporate that breathing component so that we're able to kind of maximize this posture from the inside out. So all of this breathing, it's going to be incorporated in every single exercise. All right, first exercise is going to be a gator. I love this exercise for pretty much all different types of ailments. So you're going to lay on your side. If you don't have blocks, just use some pillows, some pillows to support your head and one to go in between your knees. Knees are going to be bent in front of you, head relaxing, arms in front just like this. So reach your arms forward. You should feel a little bit of like a pulling in between your shoulder blades as you reach forward. Inhale as you keep your arm nice and long, rotate back. Make sure you're following with your head. Exhale as you return. Big breath in through your nose, rotate back. Exhale as you return. Slow, full breath out. Next is going to be a hip flexor stretch with a QL stretch. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is stretching out the front of our hips for those of you with tight hips and the side of our back. You're going to bring one foot in front, try to have your toes on the ground, little scoop through your hips, and you're going to shift your hips forward so you'll feel a little bit of a pull through here. So you can either hold on to something with the other side, I have my blocks there. Can't reach them, but okay. And arms are gonna go over your head. So you're reaching to the side, so you'll feel kind of some lengthening through here. So you'll feel lengthening and a little bit of a pulling through here, a little bit of pulling through here. Don't force it, just this little bit of pulling. And we're gonna breathe in this position. So full breath in through your nose. Exhale. All right, so when you're breathing, you're gonna feel what is called this 360 expansion. So you'll feel air move into your rib cage, your back, your belly, your pelvic floor. But what you're really gonna feel in this one, you're gonna feel this lengthening through the side and the front of your hips. All right, next we're gonna do an adductor rock back. So your hands are gonna be directly underneath your shoulder blades. And I want you to have this little push forward. So when you have this push forward, what that's gonna do, it's gonna cause this part of your back to move towards the ceiling. So you'll feel a little bit of pulling through here. Then you're gonna bring one leg all the way out to the side. And right here, you're gonna feel some lengthening through this inner portion of your thigh. So you're gonna keep this push forward through your shoulder blades. Nice, tall, long spine. You're gonna slowly breathe in as you shift back. You'll feel that 360 expansion, lengthening through that inner portion of your thigh. Keep that push forward. Slow exhale as you return. You'll notice when I get that slow, full exhale, you'll see my belly moving inward from this lower portion, middle portion to my rib cage. Picture this as a zipping up type motion as you slowly, fully exhale. Inhale as I come back. So now we're gonna do some prone swimmers. So your head's gonna be in this kind of chin tuck position. I don't want you to excessively force it, but your head's kind of coming back like this. Arms are gonna start off out to the side. You're going to bring one hand over your head, behind your head, and you're going to alternate kind of like this swimming type motion. As you're doing this, you're trying to maintain some height in your spine, some awareness of those deep ab muscles as you're just bringing your arms back towards the ceiling as they are rotating. So make sure when you're doing this, you're not excessively arching through your back. We're just trying to have this neutral spine position, hang on to some of that awareness of those belly muscles as our arms are moving in a range that they're comfortable in. Now, if you have a hard time with this, you could just start off with your arms out to the side, thumbs towards the ceiling, and just lift your arms towards the ceiling. So your arms and shoulder blades towards the ceiling, kind of hanging on to that sensation of those ab muscles. So with this one, your ab muscles are stabilizing you. So you're hanging on to that sensation while your shoulders start to move. So this is improving the range of your shoulders while stabilizing with your deep core. All right, so this last one is one of my favorites, and you probably don't think of this one when you think of posture exercises because this looks similar to a lot of gym exercises. So this is kind of just like the prerequisites of an RDL. So you're going to stand. This one is a hip hinge. So you're gonna stand with your feet about hip width apart. Don't mind my toe spacers. I'm stretching my feet today. So there's gonna be this little arch in your lower back. And I want you to have this nice tall spine. So head over your rib cage, over your pelvis, over your feet. Unlock your knees. You're gonna get a slow breath in. Exhale. So when you exhale, you're gonna feel a lift of your pelvic floor, compression of your lower belly, middle belly, rib cage, a zipping up type motion, and you're hanging onto the sensation of those ab muscles and this nice tall spine as you're performing this exercise. I like to have my hands on my thighs. So what you're gonna do is you're hanging onto this ab sensation, this tall spine, as you slide your thighs, as you slide your hands down your thighs, reaching your butt backwards. And as your butt reaches backwards, you're trying to, pardon my language, but show your booty hole to the back of the room. So you try to lift your booty hole towards the back of the room. And I want you to stop either about right here or right here, especially if you're just starting off with this. And exhale as you come out of it. Inhale as you come down, show that booty hole. Exhale as you come up. So this one is teaching you how to functionally use your core while also kind of stretching out some of the tight muscles that we often have in the back. All right, so now that we've gone through those exercises, these exercises, I'd say they're probably level 1. Like this is just like the first part in learning how to improve your posture. So what these are doing, it's teaching you how to improve your mobility. It's teaching you how to kind of engage these deep core muscles and start to use them in activities that are a little bit more functional, depending on that specific exercise that you're doing. Over time, these need to be integrated in what you're doing throughout your day and to your gym activities as well. So we need to be able to use this mobility. We need to be able to use this core strength in our gym exercises and what we're doing in our day-to-day as well. This is what helps our body to be able to remember these positions so that when you aren't doing these exercises, you still have a good posture because your body is strong and is able to withstand all these things and it's able to move. So what you can start off with today, try these exercises. Be consistent with these exercises. Try them once a day. If you can do them a little bit more, do them more. Make sure you're incorporating this breathing component into your lifts. So if you are a gym girl, make sure you're incorporating this core stuff, this mobility stuff into your lifts. There's definitely so much more to it, just trying to be very simple in this video. But you do want to incorporate this breathing component, proper form when you're doing your lifts. Try as much as you can to move around throughout your day-to-day. If you are sitting, do just try to sit up with this stacked spine. So head, rib cage, pelvis. Your feet are going to be obviously in front of you, but you want to have somewhat of the stacked position. Even when you're in this position, when you're sitting throughout the day, just again, you could slowly incorporate this breathing component when you're sitting. But still move around as much as possible. It's really important. You can have this nice stacked posture all day, but if you're sitting there in this one position all day, that's not good posture because we need to be able to move. So as much as you're able to move, it could just look like marching at your desk. It could look like walking around in circles. Be that weirdo. It's okay. It's for your health. Be that weirdo. Walk around a little bit, walk around the office, walk up and down the halls. If you can, take a walk down the street. These are all extremely helpful. And last but not least, do whatever you can to reduce and manage stress because this has an extremely big influence on your posture. So hopefully this video helped. If you guys have any questions, please let me know and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.